There is a number that most Americans have never seen reported anywhere. Not on the evening news. Not in a letter from the government. Not in anything your bank, your insurance company, or your Medicare plan has ever sent you. The number is $58 billion. That is how much money in federal benefits and assistance programs eligible American seniors leave unclaimed every single year. $58 billion. Sitting in funded programs. Attached to eligibility criteria that millions of seniors meet. Waiting for applications that never arrive. According to the National Council on Aging's March 2026 analysis, sourcing data from every major federal benefits program, older adults across the United States are walking away from $58 billion annually in SNAP food assistance, supplemental security income, Medicare savings programs, prescription drug subsidies, energy assistance, home repair grants, and other programs they qualify for and have never claimed. That is not a projection. That is documented, verified, program-by-program data on the gap between who qualifies and who has actually enrolled. For a country that spends billions administering these programs, the gap is staggering. For the individual seniors living on fixed incomes, the ones cutting medications in half, skipping meals, and choosing between a utility bill and a prescription, it is personal. The programs covered in this video are not theoretical. They are funded right now. The eligibility criteria are published. The applications are available. And the most consistent finding across every researcher who has studied this problem is the same. Seniors who are not enrolled because they did not know the program existed, assumed they would not qualify, or assumed someone would tell them when it was time to apply. Nobody is going to tell them. And nobody is going to tell you. So this video will. The first category of unclaimed money involves food, and a program that most seniors associate with a different generation or a different level of financial need than their own. It is called SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. And the statistics around senior enrollment are genuinely alarming. According to NCOA's March 2026 program participation analysis, only 38% of eligible adults aged 65 and older are enrolled in SNAP. That means 62%, nearly 2 out of every 3 qualifying seniors, are not receiving food assistance they are legally entitled to. In raw numbers, that is an estimated 9.1 million older Americans missing out on food benefits that average $188 per month for a senior living alone. Across a full year, that is $2,256 in grocery support that is simply not arriving. The reasons seniors miss this program are consistent and well documented. Many believe SNAP is only for families with children. Many assume their Social Security income disqualifies them. Many carry a stigma about using what they think of as welfare that does not apply to how they see themselves or their financial situation. The income rules for SNAP have special provisions specifically for senior households that most people are not aware of. Households with at least one member aged 60 or older can deduct medical expenses over $35 per month from their countable income, which frequently pushes a household under the income threshold even when Social Security income would otherwise push them over. Many states also waive the resource test entirely for senior households. These carve-outs exist precisely because Congress recognized that seniors on fixed incomes face a different financial reality than working-age families. The application is handled through your state's SNAP agency. You can start online at benefitscheckup.org, a free tool operated by NCOA that screens for multiple benefit programs simultaneously. A single screening takes approximately 10 minutes and can identify every program you may qualify for without requiring a separate search for each one. The second unclaimed payout category involves prescription drugs, and a program where the dollar amounts involved are large enough that the math becomes difficult to ignore once you see it. The program is called Extra Help, also known as the Low-Income Subsidy for Medicare Part D. The Social Security Administration estimates the average annual value of Extra Help at between $5,700 and $6,200 per person. Not a one-time payment. An annual ongoing benefit that reduces prescription costs every single month for as long as you remain enrolled and eligible. Under Extra Help in 2026, there is no Part D premium, no annual deductible, and the maximum you pay for any covered prescription is $12.65 for a brand-name drug or $4.50 for a generic per fill, regardless of what the medication actually costs. According to NCOA's analysis, Roughly 2 million seniors who qualify for extra help have never signed up. That 2 million people leaving an estimated $11.4 billion in prescription savings unclaimed every single year. Not because they are not eligible. Not because they applied and were denied. Simply because they never applied. The income eligibility limit for extra help in 2026 is approximately $23,000 per year for a single person. For a married couple, it is approximately $31,000. Many seniors assume they make too much. Many seniors who would qualify have never looked up the threshold. The application is at ssa.gov or by calling 1-800-772-1213. There is also an automatic enrollment trigger that most seniors have never been told about. If you are enrolled in Medicaid, SSI, or any of the Medicare savings programs, you are automatically enrolled in extra help. No separate application. It activates on its own. If you have any of those programs and you are paying full Part D premiums and full prescription costs, contact Social Security immediately and ask why your extra help has not been applied. The Medicare savings programs themselves represent the third category of unclaimed money, and the one that most directly reduces what arrives in your bank account every single month. Every Medicare enrollee pays a Part B premium. In 2026, that standard premium is $202.90 per month, deducted directly from your Social Security payment before you ever see a dollar. For a married couple where both spouses are on Medicare, that is over $400 disappearing every month before either of them touches their check. The Medicare savings programs, QMB, SLMB, and QI, are designed to eliminate that deduction entirely for qualifying seniors. According to NCOA data, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services has identified approximately 1.25 million people who are receiving extra help and who also qualify for a Medicare savings program but are not enrolled. Additional estimates suggest as many as 2 to 3 million people may be missing out on Medicare savings program enrollment, representing between $3.96 billion and $5.94 billion in forfeited benefits annually. For the most comprehensive tier, QMB, the program does not just pay the Part B premium. It covers Part A premiums where applicable, deductibles, copayments, and coinsurance. According to Medicare.gov, QMB enrollees also pay no more than $12.65 for covered prescription drugs under Part D. The program essentially converts Medicare from a cost-sharing arrangement into something approaching comprehensive coverage for qualifying seniors. The income threshold to qualify, under $1,350 monthly for a single person in 2026, is lower than most seniors expect. But the other tiers extend higher. And critically, the income calculation for Medicare savings programs excludes Social Security income from certain computations in ways that allow seniors with higher nominal incomes to qualify than the raw numbers suggest. Applications go through your state Medicaid office. You can find yours through Medicare.gov or by calling 1-800-MEDICARE. The fourth category involves a program that most seniors have heard about but that the overwhelming majority who qualify have never used, and that is quietly covering utility bills for an estimated 17% of eligible households while the other 83% pay full price. LIHEAP, the Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program. This is a federal program administered through the states that makes payments directly to your utility company on your behalf. Not a discount applied to your bill. Not a coupon. An actual payment made to your gas or electric provider, covering heating in winter and cooling in summer, that reduces or eliminates your energy bill for the assistance period. According to Columbia University energy insecurity researcher Diana Hernandez, cited in NCOA's 2026 reporting, only about 17% of eligible households actually receive LIHEAP assistance. Heating costs are expected to continue outpacing inflation in the coming year. For a senior living on Social Security in a climate that requires significant heating or cooling, the gap between the utility bill they are receiving and the bill they could be paying if they were enrolled is real and recurring month after month. Seniors receive priority access in most states, meaning they can often apply a full month before the general public enrollment window opens. LIHEAP funding is finite and operates on a first-come, first-served basis. When the annual funding runs out, it is gone until the following cycle. The advantage of priority enrollment exists specifically to ensure that seniors who need the benefit most are not crowded out by the general applicant pool. To find your local LIHEAP program and apply, call 211. the National Social Services line available in every state. They will connect you directly to the program in your area. The application typically requires proof of income and a recent utility bill. The fifth category of unclaimed payouts involves a program specifically for veterans, and one that most eligible veterans and their surviving spouses have never heard of despite the fact that it can be worth more than $29,000 per year. It is called the VA Aid and Attendance Benefit. It is a pension supplement available through the Department of Veterans Affairs to veterans who served during wartime and who need help with daily activities, or who are in a nursing home, or who are housebound. Surviving spouses of qualifying wartime veterans also qualify. According to the April 2026 data published by Money Talks News, maximum benefits run from approximately $18,697 per year for a surviving spouse to over $29,000 per year for a single veteran. These are not one-time payments. They are monthly payments that continue for as long as the veteran or surviving spouse qualifies. The program has no age minimum. Eligibility is based on service, need, and income. And according to every organization that has studied VA benefit utilization among eligible seniors, the percentage of qualifying veterans and surviving spouses who are not enrolled because they simply did not know the benefit existed is substantial. The application goes through the Department of Veterans Affairs. You can apply online at va.gov, call 1-800-827-1000, or visit a VA regional office. A Veteran Service Officer, a free resource available through organizations like the American Legion, the VFW, and the DAV, can help you navigate the application at no cost. If you are a wartime veteran or the surviving spouse of one, and you require assistance with daily activities, this program deserves your immediate attention. The sixth payout category involves something the IRS itself announced in February 2026, and that represents the most significant new tax benefit for seniors introduced in years. It is the enhanced deduction for seniors, a provision of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act signed into law on July 4, 2025. According to the IRS's official February 2026 announcement, for tax years 2025 through 2028, individuals aged 65 or older may claim an additional $6,000 deduction per person, on top of the standard deduction and on top of the existing additional standard deduction that seniors already receive. For a married couple where both spouses are 65 or older, that is $12,000 in additional deductions available right now. To qualify, your modified adjusted gross income must be below $75,000 as a single filer or $150,000 for married filing jointly. The deduction phases out above those thresholds. For millions of American retirees whose income consists primarily of Social Security, a modest pension, and interest from savings, the combination of the standard deduction, the existing senior addition, and this new $6,000 provision may reduce their federal income tax liability to near zero. For some, it eliminates it entirely. But claiming it requires knowing it exists, and specifically, it requires attaching new Schedule 1A to the federal tax return. Seniors who filed their 2025 return without Schedule 1A did not claim this deduction regardless of eligibility. The extended filing deadline of October 15, 2026 still applies to anyone who filed for an extension. For seniors who have not yet filed their 2025 return, this deduction is available to claim right now. The seventh and final category involves a benefit that sits outside the federal benefit system entirely, and that most seniors have never looked for because they did not know there was anything to find. It is unclaimed money held in state government accounts under their names. According to the National Association of Unclaimed Property Administrators, approximately $70 billion in unclaimed property is currently sitting across all 50 states, held in official government custody, legally belonging to the people whose names are attached to every dollar of it. Dormant bank accounts, uncashed insurance checks, old pension distributions, stock dividends that were never collected, security deposits from apartments rented decades ago. All of it transferred to state custody through the legal process of escheatment, and all of it available to claim at any time, for free, simply by searching the official database and filing a claim. The search takes 3 minutes at missingmoney.com, the official national database operated by NAPA and endorsed by all participating states. It is free. It requires nothing more than your name and the state or states where you have lived. NCOA recommends searching every state where you have ever lived or worked, under every name you have ever used, and under the names of deceased spouses or parents whose estates you may be entitled to as an heir. The process costs nothing. The claim is free. And the government is legally required to return the money the moment you prove it is yours. Here is the thread that connects all 7 of these programs. None of them come looking for you. None of them activate automatically when you turn 60 or 65 or when your income drops in retirement. The federal government funds them. The state governments administer them. The eligibility criteria are publicly available. The applications are waiting. And according to NCOA's most comprehensive analysis, the total amount left unclaimed by eligible seniors every single year is $58 billion. That is not money that disappeared. It did not go to someone who needed it more. It simply went unclaimed, returned to program budgets, redistributed in future cycles, or in the case of unclaimed property, sitting in a state account waiting indefinitely for the rightful owner to ask for it back. If even one of the programs covered in this video applies to you, and for most Americans over 60 watching this, more than one does, the cost of not acting is a real dollar amount leaving your household every single month. The deadline for some of these programs is a real date. The funding for others is finite. And the tax deduction available right now expires in 2028. The money is there. It has been waiting. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and does not constitute financial, tax, legal, or medical advice. All data is sourced from the National Council on Aging, IRS.gov official publications, Medicare.gov, SSA.gov, NCOA's March 2026 Program Participation Analysis, Money Talks News, Savings Grove, and official federal program guidelines current as of 2026. Eligibility for all programs varies based on income, age, state of residence, and individual circumstances. Always verify current requirements directly with the relevant program agency before applying.